Everybody, it's the coach. This is Thursday Night Football on E.
Okay, Coach, we are just west of downtown Denver off of I-25 at Empower Field at Mile High. Tonight, we're on to Week 2 in the NFL season as we've got a good one here between the Houston Texans and the Denver Broncos. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's 2nd down. Okay, there's a tone setter. First play from scrimmage, stuff them in the backfield.
You know what they were doing last night in the hotel room? Visualizing exactly that. That's what they were thinking about. Making that play, having leverage, lower than the offensive lineman, getting into the offensive backfield, knocking someone down. Just what you said, setting the tone early for this game.
Jeez, you are fired up.
When I see a play like that, I can't help it.
17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a first down.
Go to 10 over. Strip that ball. Shoot.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsay. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense, because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
They go back to the ground now with Lindsay. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
He's going to go up top for the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. Cortland Sutton was the man he was looking for. And it's 3rd down.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
To throw on 3rd down, Holloway. This is the tight end Fant. And they stop him short of the first as he can only get to the 20. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
So out come the Texans for their opening drive. Orchestrating the offense will be a man who, of course, won a national title back in his days at Clemson, Deshaun Watson.
I loved his quote during the week. If I were a defensive back, I would have wanted to play against me last week as well. He's trying to eliminate those turnovers, those interceptions, and get back on the positive side of the ledger throwing touchdown passes.
Yeah, had 4 of those picks, led to the loss.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
Check, 47. Oh, here we go.
Henderson now on 1st and 10. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Watson nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller doing what he does best with a sack. He probably feels like he cannot get a break. He was sacked 7 times last week. And here we go again in the first quarter.
And we always talk about the internal clock of a quarterback in the pocket and how he has to have a real keen sense.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Von Miller able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
And Denver getting set to take the field. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. On 1st down, Holloway. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. The 40, the 30, 10, and all the way home for a Broncos score. Cortland Sutton, 84 yards, and the Broncos able to show off their quick strike ability.
Partner, you know what the real key is to stopping a good passing attack?
You tell me.
Being able to tackle as soon as a guy catches the football.
Didn't work out there.
No, because when you give up the big run after catch, the rack yardage, that puts your defense in a big-time stressful position.
A lot of rack yardage and a touchdown there on the big play. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They'll look to get something started. They need to. Down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Out of the gun, Watson. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. 2nd down, it's Henderson. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
4th and short, partner. I mean, this would be a really risky call. Here we are in the first quarter.
On your own side of the field.
Own side of the field. But boy, what a tone setter that would be to go for it and get it, wouldn't it?
You're gritty today. I like it.
I'm feeling it.
Here's Watson on the sneak. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. To the right side, this is Henderson. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
On 2nd down now, it's Henderson. And here's another tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now. Those are the plays this defense needs with the deficit they're facing.
It certainly is, and they've got to continue to swarm the football and hope that someone, while they're holding up the ball carrier, can get in there and rake it and knock it free. They need to get some takeaways as well.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
They'll start on the ground with Lindsey. And a gain of about 4 here moves this from the 6 up to the 10. A look at the numbers a week ago for Lindsey. 16 carries, 52 yards.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
On second down, it's Lindsey. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Screen pass to Lindsey. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Well contained there defensively. On fourth down, on is Logan Cook to punt. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. This is fielded at the 27. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
They'll go back to Henderson on first down, and he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. On second and 9, Watson gets it off to Freeman. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 32-yard line.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
They go play action here on first down. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. And that screen there on second down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call.
Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. Spins past him. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
He gets away from 1. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, first and goal.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people who have to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And the ball is knocked out. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about.
And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Philip Lindsay, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Broncos push further out in front.
But they decided to run it in and got it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of times, that's a passing play.
And the kicker just has to come out for the PAT. He can breathe a sigh of relief as well, right?
Although I don't know if he's really breathing a sigh of relief. I think he likes to put 3 points on his ledger.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes our score 17-0. Joseph now to kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Now Deshaun Watson and his offense heading back out there. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
Looking to throw on second down. Watson under pressure now. Watson, and down he goes. Von Miller bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
3rd and long. It's Watson. It's complete to Hopkins. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the first down marker. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. The drive will commence with a run by Lindsay. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
On second down, a run with Lindsay. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Now, that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork and handling a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
They'll run on first down. Lindsey looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Second and 10 at the 31-yard line.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. A pass there complete to Sutton. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. This quarterback now 9 of 11 passing in this first half. He's got his guys at first and 10. The throw over the middle, taken in. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10. Operating from the gun, Holloway. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Credit that sack to Dante Fowler Jr. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime.
Well, maybe that can give them a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things has gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Here we go on second and 12. They'll get this one to Cobb, complete. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10. To throw again, Holloway. He's got his big tight end, Fant. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. From the gun, Holloway. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. The kick by Joseph is good. And the lead now increases to 20-0. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
This is taken at his 4. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
With a catch made by Hopkins. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins in the final seconds of the first half as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
On first down, Henderson. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They run the counter. It's Barnes. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
Right back to him on first down. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They run the counter. It's Barnes. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
On 2nd down now, it's Barnes. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. They control the clock, they control the ball.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bilal Nichols coming in to drop it for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
They will indeed snap it to Watson. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. Bill O'Brien rolls the dice, but to no avail. And the Broncos will take over on downs. Well, their first fourth down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any fourth down stop is a big momentum play.
That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. Two of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10". They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. On second down, it's Lindsey. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They'll try and run for it with Lindsey. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
On 1st and 10, Holloway. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Lonnie Johnson picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
After the interception, here's Watson. He's got Freeman here. It's complete. A gain of 6 there on first. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Watson. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. A nice first down pickup on a gain of 6.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Here's Watson. And the grab by Croft. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
On 3rd down, Barnes. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
So did you suspect the same thing that I did, that they were lining up just to draw them off sides here?
100%.
Well, how about that? They were going for it the entire time. Never a question in his mind about going ahead and getting it, despite where they were on the field.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard it in my voice when they snapped the ball. I was like, I almost wasn't ready to call the play. I just kept waiting for the timeout offensively. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. Watson now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now it's Watson. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
I'm coming after you.
Here's Watson. And his throw is incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Again, it's Watson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Freeman. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. Welcome back now to Denver. It's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the 4th quarter. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Watson looks to throw again. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
What may seem a little unorthodox to some people, got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. The Broncos on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. Back to throw. Holloway. This one complete to the running back, Lindsey. And they'll bring him down right at midfield, and he is well short of the first down. Give him 3 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Watson on first down. Incomplete into the hands of Fowler. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
On first down, it's Watson. Short throw hauled in by Croft. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely
under pressure now. Watson, and down he goes. Von Miller in there for a milestone sack as that moves him past Hall of Famer Michael Strahan, who finished his career with 141.5. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Watson. Wide open receiver, complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 39.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Watson now to throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Hey, switch gears, switch gears.
In your face.
To throw is Watson. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And here he'll get it down to the 7. He'll get only 2 there, and it's second and goal.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Barnes, and they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Well, they've certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play, stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Here we go on 4th. Watson, the quick slant caught. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Bronco defense comes up big. So still over 3 minutes remaining in this game, but boy, not getting that when that hurt.
That's a little bit demoralizing, so they have to be careful about that, because still have an opportunity if they can get some things done on defense. But now, since they've taken
Let's go, let's go.
Complete to number 84. Result of the play is a
On the ready.
touchdown.
Right here, 41 Mike.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player. You threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. A run with Lindsey out of the gun. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll go again with Lindsey. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run. It's Lindsey. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And he's going to be down at the 35, gain of 7.
And this is an absolutely big third down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big third down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. On third down, here's Lindsey. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. So Deshaun Watson in the offense. Down by 13. A little under 30 seconds remaining. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Definitely desperation time. This just looks like, hey, throw it down there, hope that your guy can make a play.
You want him to make a play, but if not, maybe you get a pass interference call. And you know in the NFL, that's a spot foul. You get all that yardage. That would be a big play.
And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Back to throw, Watson. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So this one will wind